We're live here at
Yes,
the
we
Dave
are.
Talk Show. It's awesome. I really want to thank you very much for this opportunity. I feel blessed.
My pleasure. Let's see how you feel at the end.
Okay, sounds good.
Can I swear on this thing?
You can swear, you
swear,
do
you can
whatever
say
you
whatever
want.
you want.
Yeah,
That's the beauty.
baby. Yeah. I've
This
always
is-
wanted to say that in this booth.
Not
That's
too
right.
vulgar though, because it is
Right.
going to the public. Hopefully, if you allow that.
Yeah.
But no, Dave,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I mean, I looked at your biography and all your work, and I mean,
You didn't know it already? Get the hell out of
No,
here.
I did. I read it all the last couple of days. I mean,
Wow.
You're a writer, you're an author,
Yeah, that's
you're
me.
a screenwriter.
Friend of Alex Raissipour?
Yeah, they're friend of Alex's. Big stuff. No,
I did
I
the big
appreciate it.
time.
You have
And
a lot of
for those who don't know us out there in the broadcast world, you
Marshall's
are
Mike.
Marshall Williams.
Marshall
of
Williams on Marshall's Mike.
I am Alex Raissipour. Dave has been kind enough to have me on his show several times, so I enjoy being in the studio. So this is a comfortable place
You
for me.
flipped the tables on me.
And yes, we did.
Okay.
We're hoping that you're going to enjoy this. This is
Sure.
yeah. So go ahead,
Let's
please.
start in the beginning. Where were you born?
Teaneck, New Jersey.
Phoenix, New Jersey. Right on. What was the childhood like?
You don't want to know.
No, give us some kind of little clip here and there for sure.
I was born in Teaneck, New Jersey. My father was in retail, so we moved around a lot.
Okay.
The defining moment, hence the one eye, is I was born with cataracts.
Okay.
So I had 4 eye operations at the age of 4 years old in New York City. And they removed the lens out of each eye. And from kindergarten on, I wore those thick Coke bottle glasses.
Wow.
And I wore those until I was in college. So if you want to know what my childhood was like, I had limited vision and I wore thick glasses. I'll let you imagine what kind of childhood I had.
Sure.
So
I grew up in suburban
How far
Chicago.
how far did you take your proper education?
What do you mean?
What's your highest degree?
Graduate degree.
Yeah, and you became a
I was a
professor.
college professor for a while.
What did you teach?
I taught public speaking. I taught mass communication. Yeah, mostly communication media classes. But then, and I taught in Minnesota at Concordia College. I taught at DePaul University in Indiana. I taught at the University of Tulsa in Oklahoma. But the students kept coming up to me saying, "Oh, what have you done in the media?" I hadn't done anything.
Uh-huh.
So I could teach about media history. I could talk about media theory, but I had never really done it. And frankly, I got tired of teaching and it wasn't the life for me. So I came out here in 1987
Directly?
from Tulsa. I took a 1-year position at Cal Poly, teaching critical thinking and public speaking. And I did everything I could possibly do to make sure I didn't get hired again. I didn't burn my bridges, I torched them. Because the singer Roy Orbison said that if you have something to fall back on, you will. So I just burned my bridges.
Let me go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Who got you involved in all this in the beginning?
What do you
Thought
mean?
you this was your calling? Parents, class you took,
Well,
mentor.
it goes back to the thick glasses. My oldest brother was a football star. My middle brother was a wrestling star. Then David comes along. Yeah, they didn't want me doing any of that because of the glasses. And my dad was thinking, well, what could David do? And it was the Des Plaines Suburban Times. I grew up in a suburb of Chicago, Des Plaines. And they had the Optimist Oratorical Contest.
Oh.
And he clipped out the article. He handed it to me because he had been on the debate team in high school. And he said, I think you could do this. So
That was a pretty defining moment in
It
your
was
life.
very
Did you
defining
know
moment.
it was a defining moment at the time, or were you
No,
just
not at
kind
the
of
time.
hacking into it?
I just like, oh, okay. And I took to it. So in high school, I was on the speech and debate team. I got a scholarship to college, speech and debate. I went to Great Britain as a member of the U.S. debating team. Then I coached for a while, and then I was totally burned out by it.
That really shaped your life, though.
Well, look what I'm doing now.
100%.
What am I doing?
Right?
I'm a speech and debate guy.
Yeah.
But now instead of debating an opponent in the room, I'm debating my listeners.
Right. And you mostly now kind of talk about community issues and such.
Well, what do you think from listening to the show every day from 3 to 7?
I've learned a lot from it. That's for sure. You're an interesting
No,
cat, definitely.
It's community stuff, but also giving a community platform to talk about national and international issues.
Yeah.
Today, for example, first hour, I have 2 people from Minneapolis calling in. One is, he's kind of like the Eduardo Murrow of Minneapolis, meaning he's been a newsman there since 1978. He is the conscience of the community.
Wow.
And he's going to call in and talk about that. Then I've got Jim D'Antona, who's running for supervisor,
Wow, yeah.
who's going to talk about what happened Tuesday at the Truth Forum
Yep.
Board of Supervisors meeting. And then I've got a media analyst who's going to talk about the collapse of the Washington Post and the fact we're getting a new newspaper in California called the California Post.
Oh, cool.
Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch.
Who's been your most interesting person?
You.
Wow.
I
Thank
hate
you,
that
Dave.
No, but you know what?
I actually
Let
hate
me
that
stop
question.
you there for a second because I'm curious about when you finished at Cal Poly and you burnt your bridges. There had to be, what was the purpose of leaving Cal Poly?
I went to Venice for a year. I did stand-up comedy. I wrote really bad scripts, and I worked at Henschy's department store in Santa Monica. And I gave up too early, but I met a woman, and we ended up coming up here to house sit for friends. And she got a job at the Chamber of Commerce, and I walked over and got a job at the Telegram Tribune. We decided we were going to stay.
So, in effect, you became a reporter before you became a
Yes. I was at the,
broadcaster.
I joined the Telegram Tribune, because that's what it was called then, in August of 1989.
Give us 1989.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a setback, and then you needed to push forward. And what?
That wasn't a setback.
W-
I
w-
mean, did I go to Venice and accomplish my goal? No, but I didn't try hard enough. I just gave it a year.
Got you.
I was just starting to make connections.
Got you.
And I walked away, and I decided to play it safe. I liked San Luis Obispo. Look, I don't want to come off as boasting,
No.
but I come here in August of 1987, and by March, I am featured on the front page of the Mustang Daily at Cal Poly and the front page of the Telegram Tribune.
And Dave, that's why we're here interviewing you.
Well, but
100%.
I made the right decision to leave
Yeah.
teaching. I was not meant to be a college professor.
Right.
I was meant to be in California and to do something creative.
Now, I've heard many times, credit, among others, Charlotte Alexander.
Charlotte Alexander, my ex-wife. I told this to a competing podcast, so it's not breaking news. There are 2 women who shaped my life. One was Charlotte Alexander, who I was married to for 27 years. We're still friendly. I work for her on her website, slowreview.org. She was stuck with this guy. Because of her, I got the newspaper job. I got the radio job. I got the gig at the Cuesta College Writers Conference for 12 years. And I went back into screenwriting and eventually became successful at it. She gave me a professional life, but she couldn't do anything about me in my personal life because I'm a mess. Kathy Mink, who has been my partner now, will be 9 years in April. I'm the youngest of 3. She's the oldest of 3. She doesn't take any shit from anybody. And she laid down the law at the beginning about how the relationship was going to be. And thanks to Kathy, I am a better person. I'm a more responsible person. I've grown up a little bit. So Charlotte gave me the professional life. Kathy gave me the personal life. I'm indebted to them both.
Wow. What a combo.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's great.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. Once you fell into this, your first day, you come in, you get on the air.
First day was great.
Yeah.
Second day sucked.
Why?
First day was Rick Martel.
Oh, Rick
And
Martel, the singer.
He was, well, no, but news anchor, please. Give the man his due.
100%.
He was the news anchor at KSBY,
That's right.
but he was also a singer. And I wanted him as my very first guest. But I made a mistake. I only gave him an hour, and then I gave Tim Edson from Mo Hotter, Mo Better, a hot food business, a whole hour. That was stupid. because we were getting plenty of phone calls from Rick Martel. I should have given him 90 minutes and brought Tim in for a half hour. But I didn't. Nobody taught me how to do this job. I was kind of thrown into the deep end.
Right.
First show was good enough.
Like me right now.
Yeah.
I'm being thrown
Second
into
show
this.
was just terrible. Third show was pretty good. We debated abortion. Fourth show was really good. And then that became the pattern. I'd have a good show, then I'd have a bad show. And the key was to get it up where there'd be some consistency.
Why do you say it was a bad show?
Bad guest, too much time. Dave was still trying to find his voice.
Interesting.
I mean, I had done a little bit of radio in high school, emphasis on a little bit. And I just didn't have the confidence. I have to remember, guys remember Betsy Nash?
Sure.
All right.
I
She was
don't.
my predecessor.
Okay.
All right, when Frank Sheen hired me, it was going to be Betsy Nash in the morning and Dave in the afternoon. I had no problem. I come in the very first day, Dave Cox calls me in and he says, Betsy Nash just quit. She's going to go to LA. So you're taking over for Betsy.
Good.
And those are the days of being on, what was the name of the street?
Churro.
Yeah, Churro Street.
1329 Churro Street. The
Okay.
little house.
Yeah.
The little house that could.
there. Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, my next question about the beginnings is, have your favorite style of shows changed from 35 years ago versus now?
That's a good question. I would say that if you look back at the early years, I was far more to the left. I was far more confrontational, far more inserting myself into the conversation. And I credit a guy named Jerry Dagna with helping push me to the center. Jerry was a bona fide conservative, nice guy. And he would come by the station and say, hey, Dave, how about letting the conservatives have a voice? And okay. So in 1992, I was probably way to the left. Now I consider myself to be an independent. Democrats drive me as much crazy as Republicans, but I'm a left-leaning independent. And I think that I'm more interested in the conversation than I am scoring points.
Right.
Yeah, I really like that. I just think in today's world that the left's bashing the right's bashing the left, and it's just no way to.
So
get
I
it
try
done.
to feature a multitude of voices, but you're damned if you do and damned. I go on Facebook, and Rob in Los Osos is always reaming me because I let conservatives be heard.
So I'm seeing that in some of the things I'm posting where I see negative, or not so much negative right now, but how do you handle that? When you see
How do I handle
something like
what?
that,
How do I handle what?
how do you
Criticism?
handle the negative response? Do you just void it? Do you just block it out?
I just let it go down my back.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
I really don't care.
good for
There
you.
was a time when it might have gotten under my skin, but I don't care anymore.
Good for
I
you.
got the job,
Sure.
right?
You're right.
That's me in 1992.
You're right.
So I think today, when you post something that is an opinion on, actually, I think you post it generally on your own personal social media.
I try not to. When Facebook first came along, I got very political on it. And then I noticed I was losing friends.
Right.
And I also noticed that I was losing my mind because I was here from 3 to 7, and then I was going home and I was debating people on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was like, enough. So I try not to get political on my Facebook page anymore. It's about my dog, about my relationship.
Yeah.
But earlier this week, I posted about Minneapolis, right? And just
It's interesting you say that because ironically, I think that Facebook is friends and family posts, right? This is what my family's doing.
for some people,
And I'm using it kind of as a business platform somewhat because
a lot of people are just using it for politics.
Mhm.
My friend
Right,
Melissa
right.
Mino, she probably posts 4 or 5 posts a day. They're all political. My friend Lisa Knopfel, same thing. Multiple posts a day, all political. and it just wears you down after a while.
Well, it's like next door apps
I
too.
don't do Nextdoor.
Yeah, I don't either, but I've seen their posts.
I don't do Nextdoor. I don't do TikTok. I'm kind of on Instagram, but barely.
So let's go to your guests. Without, you don't have to name names unless you choose to, but what type of a guest is actually your favorite, least favorite? And third question to recall.
Let's do one at a time.
Okay, go for it.
Well, here, ask me the first question.
What type of a guest is your favorite? And is there someone that stands out you want to mention? I'm guessing that Billy Joel was probably your most exciting interview, no?
No, I can't listen to that interview anymore.
Interesting.
I can't because I
At the time, you were pretty excited about it.
Yeah. I can't listen to that interview because I don't think I there are two celebrity interviews I've done where I thought I failed. One was Dennis Miller. And he called in to promote an appearance at Shoemash. It started off great, and then I remembered I was talking to Dennis Miller, and I froze. And Billy Joel, we had to show up at 7:30 in the morning because he didn't want to do it live, and we did it in the Coast FM studio. And we're sitting there and the phone rings, and all of a sudden I'm hearing Billy Joel, and he says, "This is Billy Joel calling for Dave Congalton." He nailed my last name. Right? He was very gracious. He gave us an hour. He answered every question. But I thought I was kind of snarky towards him. I don't know. I was nervous.
Sure.
And I wasn't in my studio. I wasn't in my comfort zone. If I had been able to do it here, it would have been a much different interview. It was fine, but I don't listen to that.
Hey, what credits to you, man, for that? I mean, who gets to interview Billy Joel?
I got to interview him because Rick London is his former tour manager, and it's a long and complicated story. It was the 50th anniversary. No, it was an 30th anniversary of the Russian tour. And Rick was showing the original documentary as a fundraiser for United Way. So as a favor to Rick, Billy gave an interview to the Tribune and gave me an hour.
Gotcha.
So let's go back to the original question then.
Remind me.
Okay. What type of an interview has been your favorite? And if there is a person, who?
Well, you feel like you were on point, man.
The best interviews, the most enjoyable experiences for me are when I give voice to people. It's not the regulars like yourself. No offense, Alex. I expect you guys to do well. It's the person who's coming in and fighting City Hall. It's the person who can't understand why the Board of Supervisors are treating her the way she is.
All right.
And no one else will listen to her.
So it's a person.
And she comes in here, and it's not like being on the Dave Congalton show for an hour is going to change anything.
Yeah.
But people are listening, and she has had a chance to be heard. And regular guest after regular guest have told me on both the left and the right that they are so appreciative of the fact that they have a chance to be heard because of this show. That is a wonderful gift.
They have a passion, and you let them explain it.
My all-time favorite guests were the language meisters. They were two English professors from Cal Poly, the late Robert Hewitt and John Battenberg. And they came on for about 10 years. They would come on twice a year, and I'd give them 2 hours. And we would talk about commas and prepositions and the proper use of words, and the phones would explode.
Wow.
And I was sitting there each time with a wide grin from ear to ear. I'm the only talk show in the country right now pursuing this topic, and look at the phone. I enjoy Rich in Morro Bay, and he's also my man in Mexico, because even though he's a conservative, we can have a reasonable conversation.
Yeah.
I enjoy all of my historians because I love talking about history.
History.
If I don't like you as a guest, if I think you're a bad guest, you're not coming back.
Hmm.
I'm not that desperate.
Yeah. Who'd you mirror yourself from?
Meaning,
Like a talk show guy?
I don't listen to talk radio. Never have.
Did you early on in life, or that kind of got gravitated you to this?
No, they say my show isn't like any other talk show.
Okay.
And again, I'm not saying that out of.
Yeah.
But I challenge you to find any other talk show in the country, and please let me know where you'll hear both conservative and liberal voices.
Right.
I'm not aware of it.
The variety is, I have to say, from a listener's point of view, excellent. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean-
saying that because of our friendship,
Yeah.
but I truly think that
Well, there's a reason too. He's been here doing this for 35 plus years.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's
Well,
refined.
it's my goal is to hold the mirror up to the community and say this is who we are in any given year. So, there are some people I won't have on, who are way extreme on the left and the right, who I think are irresponsible.
So what kind of a
What
guest?
was the question?
So if there's a follow-up to the question now is, what kind of a guest have you grown to not want on your show ever again?
Well, there's the stylistic one. You don't want the guest who can't talk, who either has microphone anxiety or just can't talk. They give you really short answers. They're not good. It's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to mention names.
Yeah.
No, right.
I get it.
There are a couple people.
Those are
just
good
'cause,
points.
There was a guy. Well, let's say he's in North County who just said controversial things to be controversial, and I'm not interested in that. I'm
Yeah.
interested in the conversation.
You like personalities.
I just want you to be able to talk.
Sure.
I want to be able to keep the conversation going.
How far do you want me to go? Because, man, I could talk all day.
Keep going. Keep going, my friend.
This is fun.
Okay, here's a question about San Luis Obispo I have for you.
Okay.
As a talk show host and as a resident of this county over the last 35 years, how have you seen this county change?
How much time do you have?
A few minutes.
I've seen a lot of changes. You have to be blind not to see the changes. A lot of the changes are positive. Look at all the performing arts venues
Yeah.
that we have. The quality of restaurants certainly has changed. I believe that there's still a dedication to a strong environmental ethic. I was just down in Orange County. We're not Orange County. I don't think we're ever going to be. I do think, I can't speak to the county, but I do think San Luis Obispo, the downtown, has changed. And like everybody else, I think the defining change was what happened in 1994 with the opening of the downtown center. There's that Facebook page. I lived in San Luis Obispo before the downtown center.
Yeah, right.
There's everything that happened before, and there's everything after.
That's right.
And I was fortunate enough to come here in 1987 and see the real slow life.
Mhm.
I remember living in Los Osos and coming up from LA and coming on Los Osos Boulevard before all that development, all those shopping centers. And there's a cardboard sign, LA, 220 miles, relax. And I knew that's when I knew I was home.
Yeah,
So
I think
speaking
so.
of businesses, obviously you're supported by advertising,
Yes, sir.
right?
Not enough. You want to advertise?
I would
Okay.
definitely
Okay.
love to do that for
All
sure.
the salespeople come by and see you.
Okay. And I don't know how much I can expose of you, but I'd love that as well. Kind of a combo deal, a
Sure.
little collaboration would be awesome. But who are the big supporters of your show? Restaurants, this, that?
My hardcore sponsors, my longtime sponsors include John Spencer, who's been with me for almost 30 years.
What was that again?
John Spencer.
And what's John do?
Spencer Grocery.
Spencer Grocery?
Why are you writing that down?
Never know. Might want to look
Well,
John up.
Yeah, no. I just got.
Yeah.
You can tell my sponsors from listening to the show.
Yeah.
But I'm very grateful for my sponsors.
Yeah. Restaurants, auto dealerships. That's kind of been my business.
Yeah.
No?
We have a variety. We have some who have been with me a long time and some that test the waters and they move on.
Uh-huh.
You know.
It's,
Now, another question about your broadcast. And it's a twofold, so I've got to follow up on it. What percentage of your broadcasts do you think you focus on local versus national issues?
I've never stopped to think about it. It's an excellent question. I'm a little bit troubled by the fact I'm spending so much time on Minneapolis right now, but people seem to want to talk about it. And today I have the local angle because we're talking about the Board of Supervisors. I try not to go too national or too international, but people want to talk about Ukraine. They want to talk about Trump. So
does social media help you gauge the temperature and where you want to go the following few
no, in
days?
fact, it's a wide disparity. I can post something on Facebook about, I don't know, gay rights and gala, and there'll be like 75 comments. Oh my God, what a great radio topic. I put the exact same topic on my radio show and make it 2 calls.
Crickets.
Social media response is no predictor.
No predictor.
No predictor.
So what guides those decisions of yours?
What
Very
I
good
want to talk
question.
about.
Whatever they want to talk about.
Whatever I want to talk about.
Yeah, right.
What I think is important.
So you do some research or what have you and kind of
I just go with my
educate
gut.
yourself.
I get up every morning. I do the morning rounds. I go to Wall Street Journal and Drudge Report and Mediaite, Fox News. I look at the Tribune. I look at Cal Coast News. I look at the KCBX news page.
You're prepared.
What's going on? You got to
Yeah.
be prepared.
100%.
So I have my last question for you. I don't know how much more you got, but my last question for you is this. What role do you think broadcast radio is going to play in the world of podcasts and streaming in the years to come?
Well, I reject the premise of the question. We are a podcast. We broadcast from 3 to 7, but then we take the show, we turn it into a podcast. You can find this show. This show becomes a podcast. I am a podcaster. Now, it's interesting you raised the question though, because later on today, Jeff Bliss is coming on, and one of the things we're going to talk about is basically the death of the Washington Post, and what people like Barry Weiss is arguing is that if you don't redefine yourself, if you don't rethink your strategy, you're going to be left behind. So I get the fact that younger people don't listen to the show. We may get the odd duck here and there, but by and large, my audience is over the age of 35, and I suspect most of them are over the age of 50. And when they leave, they're probably not going to be replaced.
So
I also get the fact that I'm 72 years old. I don't particularly care.
what kind of advice would you give to future generations?
What kind of question is that?
Well, you're in the business for 35 plus years. You're 72 years old. You've
Future
been
generations of what?
people that are growing up, younger kids, so forth.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do
know.
drugs. Okay, there we go. That's a good one.
Or don't do the drugs I've done.
You mean the 80s?
Yeah. Well, I want to say at the end of my part
You
of this,
don't have any more questions? This is it? Come on.
No, I
Come on,
got a
give me your
ton.
good stuff.
I got a ton
a
of
ton,
questions.
man.
You got time?
Give me the stuff.
Yeah.
You got
I came in
time?
early.
Heck yeah.
Okay, I didn't know you have time. I didn't know if you're going to prepare for your show in about 40 minutes.
So what habits? What do you do in a day that maybe is a ritual habit that makes you succeed? Do you
I have a
work
special.
out? Do you do this?
I have a special needs dog.
Okay.
By that I mean that he suffers from. He has a condition called emotional shutdown, and that's a whole other show. But what that means is my day is highly regulated. I told Alex I was going to be late because I had to get him out. I have to get up at 6:30 every morning to get him out, and then I have to spend considerable time every morning at the dog park. You will find me every morning at the Laguna Lake Dog Park. I'm sitting there on my phone. I'm putting together my show. And then I come home and I make up my cue sheet with my questions and my prompts for topics. I come in about this time, do the show, and I go home, and then at night I focus on my writing. And the key for the radio show is to make sure An ideal day for me is going to bed knowing my show tomorrow is booked. Because if not, when I get up in the morning, people like Alex are going to get a text saying, "Are you free today at 4 o'clock? Are you free today at 5 o'clock?"
Gotcha.
So, my next question was going to be about something you just touched on in the last answer, and that's your writing. I think that's your passion. Is it not your passion? Would you describe that as
You know,
that?
I was going right there too. What brings you the most joy?
Well, it sure isn't writing. Writing is very difficult. This brings me passion because all I have to do is flip the button and start talking. Writing is very painful and stressful for me. It's painful because you're always writing and rewriting and rewriting. You're never convinced it's good enough.
Why do you do it?
I cannot not do it. I went through creative puberty in middle school, I call it.
How many books do you have under your belt now
Books,
that you've written?
4, but screenplays I've got 15 or 16. I've only had 1 produced. I've sold a second one,
Yeah.
and I think I have a pretty good chance of a third one, but that's it. So 3 out of 16, but I can't stop writing.
And I'll tell you, it's your first screenplay really needs to get more airtime because that is a really good, funny, dramatic. There's a lot in there. And it was
But that was like my 10th screenplay.
It was.
You know what my first screenplay was?
Which one?
My very first screenplay, written in 1987, was called "As Time Runs Out." It was a sequel to Casablanca.
Interesting. Wow.
So tell us about the one that made it to the air as well. Tell us more so everybody hears.
In
What moments define you?
2005, I wrote a script called Scribble. You know the name Catherine Ryan Hyde?
No.
I do not.
You know the phrase "pay it forward"?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a
I'm
great
not going to
phrase.
say she came up with the phrase, but there was the book and the movie "Pay It Forward."
Yeah.
That's Catherine Ryan Hyde. She lives in Cambria.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I worked with Catherine for about 8 years, starting in '93. I ran the writers' conference, and I hired her when she was still an unknown. And in 2000, she had this amazing year. She wrote "Pay It Forward." She got a 4-book deal with a New York publisher. She sold it, got the movie rights with Kevin Spacey. She was invited to the White House for a screening with Bill Clinton. She had this amazing year. So, and the movie is set, or the book was set in Atascadero.
Oh.
So when the movie came out, they had the local premiere in Atascadero. And Charlotte and I went. We sat behind Catherine, and I was happy for her, but I was also pretty envious. And on the way home after the movie, I said to Charlotte, "I'm kind of envious of Catherine, all that success." And Charlotte just cut me off in the leg. She said, "Well, Catherine does the work. You don't do the work." I had stopped screenwriting for a while because I was just falling on my face. I was talked into doing it again, and I decided to write something that I knew. So Scribble was based on my experiences at the writers' conference, but I took Catherine's journey and I put it into a writing group of 6 unpublished writers, all for one and one for all. But then one of them gets Catherine's story, an agent, a book deal, a movie deal in quick succession based on Catherine's experience. And the question is, how did the other 5 react? Obviously, they're going to be jealous.
Yeah, it threw the group into a frenzy.
And that was all based on it was me. It was my reaction to Catherine that sparked that script.
So
of course, the producers changed the names to Authors Anonymous.
Yeah.
Because research showed that movies that started with the letter A were downloaded more. It's fine. Yeah. I got a movie made. I got paid. I got great experience that I wouldn't give anything for.
Well, in that aspect too, you were paying it forward. You're definitely paying it forward to
Yeah.
me right now. I appreciate that. What are the other ways you see yourself doing that?
I'm really kind of a narcissist. I don't pay for it much. If you want to come in, I'll give you time.
Now wait a minute,
promote.
Dave. You're really paying it forward to me right now.
No,
I'm gonna
and-
disagree
and-
with
and
you.
I'm
gonna
Hey, you're putting
interject
my
here.
face on YouTube. I'm getting something out of this.
Yeah, I hear
Dave,
you.
I'm
Look,
going to interject in saying
I'm not Andy Morris.
he's saying that he's not paying it forward, but I don't think there are too many people who have reached out to you to promote themselves on your show where you have not given them some time.
That's my job.
And
Right.
I think why wouldn't that be qualified as
I'm
paying
being
it
paid
forward?
to do that. Now, if I were, this was KCBX, and I was volunteering and not getting paid, then you could say that.
Right, but
I'm getting paid to do
the
this.
average Joe who wants to promote themselves doesn't get too many phone calls.
Well, but I don't take phone calls on the nonprofits.
And my point is you're not doing it for the sake of promoting the show as much as you are
My
helping out.
The mission
So,
is to serve the community.
I think you need to
Well,
take the compliment.
Yeah,
I'll take the compliment.
Yeah.
You can put that in your eulogy.
you've made a
Because
lot.
you all love me.
You're gonna do the eulogy?
I don't know, man. If I'm,
You might want to pass that one on.
I'm paying that
That's a tough
forward.
one.
I gotta pay that one forward to someone else. That's going to be a tough one for sure. But I thank you for suggesting. But anyhow, one, I hope you have a long life, so nobody has to lose
My
on
mom-
you for any.
My mom made
Time
it to
soon.
98. My dad made it to 95.
Oh,
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
He drank, she smoked.
There you go.
My grandfather lived
So you better pick
110
up both
months.
quick.
Yeah.
You got some longevity in you. So, what kind of lessons do you want to pass forward?
I'm not that guy.
No,
I'm not that guy.
come on. You got
No, I am not that guy.
No.
I keep to myself.
Yeah.
I come in. I try to do a good radio show every day.
Well-
you remember Rick Martin? Did you know Rick Martel?
Yeah,
Okay.
I sure did.
I learned it from Rick. Rick just you don't see him. There are two models to this job. One was Betsy Nash and the late Joe Benson up in Paso Robles, the community cheerleader. Hey, they're at every function. They're at the Chamber of Commerce banquet. They're out there cheering the community on. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm the flamethrower.
Yeah.
H.L. Mencken said the role of the media is to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable.
Ooh.
I can't do that if, like, every year I get invited to Erica Stewart, the mayor, her birthday party. I like her very much, but I'm not going to go to her birthday party. I don't want to be her friend.
Yeah.
I don't want her to be my friend.
Yeah.
Because someday I may have to call her out. And so I keep my distance from elected officials.
Okay. But here's a question about San Luis Obispo. Once, before you come in and after you leave this studio, what places bring you joy around San Luis Obispo where you want to go hang out, where you want to go eat, where you're going to go, do
I go to the
fun
dog
things?
park every morning. That is paradise.
Nice.
Our $1.3 million, I am grateful there. That is my sense of community.
Where is that?
There in Laguna Lake.
Yeah.
There are a dozen people there that I can call my friends that I did not know on June 1st, and we've become fast friends.
Nice.
You're likely to see me at the Palm Theater.
Nice.
I enjoy a good movie there. But otherwise, you're not going to see me much downtown. And
Yeah.
I'm not bashing the downtown.
Yeah.
It's just that
That's
I'm
you.
72 years old. I got one eye. I go home at night, walk my dog. If my partner's there, we watch TV.
Well, the best thing I got out of that is that's the best 1.3
That's
million the
what
city of San Luis has ever spent.
Oh,
I would say so.
I mean,
I like
dogs
the
and cats.
I like the
disagree.
Del Monte. I like the places that have been here since I first came here. I like Cafe Roma. I like Del Monte Cafe.
yeah.
You like
Shout out
nostal-
to the Madonna Inn.
You like nostalgia?
Yeah. Old
That's
school
nice. Yeah, old school stuff.
for sure.
There's a lot of little places that are unfortunately they're not around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
what,
I met Dave first at the Novel Experience bookstore when I had my office.
oh,
in it.
no kidding.
And it's kind of sad to see that go a long time ago, but
Right.
there are a lot of places like that are gone.
We did a little thing at the Del Monte Cafe
Sure.
to get me going and got to get some content out there.
Did you interview Deborah?
Deborah, I'm working on that.
Well, that's who you should interview.
Yeah, for
She's
sure.
got all the stories.
She's got the old historic museum project and some other things. But yeah, it was 1989 she opened, I think.
No, before then.
82?
I came in 87 and was open when I came.
Okay.
So I want to say 82, early 80s.
Yeah.
All right, ask me the moment that I remember.
You
34
asked too
years.
soon.
Okay.
Ask me.
Ask you what now again? I'm sorry.
What's the moment I remember from 34 years on the radio?
What is that moment that you remembered 35 years ago?
The moment I remember the most is the day that Alex Madonna died.
Mm.
And I got the news that morning.
Mm.
And my first guest that day was supposed to be a woman from the Morro Bay, some kind of garden club promoting an event.
Mm.
And I call her up and I say, I'm so sorry. I have to cancel you today. Mr. Madonna died, and I need to devote my show to talking about him.
Mm.
And she's so sweet. And she said, well, that's not going to take the whole 4 hours, is it? And I said, yeah, I think it's going to.
Yeah.
So for 4 hours that day, I sat and we just talked, meaning me and the callers.
Wow.
There was one caller after another,
Wow.
starting at 3 o'clock. But at 4:20, Phyllis Madonna calls in.
Special.
And the smartest thing I ever did on radio, I just pushed back. And for 10 minutes until the news at the bottom of the hour, I just let her talk. I didn't interrupt.
Good for
Didn't try to
you.
direct. There was the pain and the anguish, and she was in tears, but the entire Madonna family was sitting around listening to my show
Ah,
and all the tributes to Alex Madonna.
I can see you feel that.
That's fantastic.
That's the moment.
That's special.
So when people say, well, who's your favorite guest? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have
I
no
mean,
idea.
obviously-
I don't have one, but if you ask me the moment I remember the most,
Yeah.
the most
No, that
meaningful
explains
moment of the show, it was that 10 minutes with Phyllis Madonna.
I mean, a man's pretty important when there's a pink chariot going downtown.
That's right. Yeah.
You
that
know,
was amazing.
doesn't get any bigger than
was,
that.
Yeah, that carriage was pretty
Well, that's,
amazing going downtown. And
This has been real.
Well, thank you.
Can't say enough.
thank you.
Appreciate you very much.
Nice to meet you.
You bet. You too,
Thank you,
Dave.
buddy.
I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.